Welcome to The Explainer, everyone. Today we are looking at something absolutely massive. I'm talking about the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This isn't just your standard tournament. It's a sprawling North American epic happening across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The stakes? Literally never been higher. And the logistics? Yeah, they've never been more complex. So we're going to break down this unprecedented new tournament format, look at what the cold hard data says about the heavy favorites, and trace the wild journey of a fascinating dark horse, Portugal. If you've been wondering how this giant expanded bracket will actually work, or if we'll finally get that ultimate player showdown, well, you're definitely in the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda. First, the 48-team bracket chaos. Second, supercomputers pick the favorites. Third, Portugal's path to glory. Fourth, navigating the knockouts. And finally, the Messi vs. Ronaldo showdown. All right, kicking things off with Section 1. The 48-team bracket chaos, navigating the biggest World Cup ever.
48. That is the magic number here. The tournament has officially expanded from 32 to 48 competing teams. And look, this isn't just some minor tweak, right? This is literally the most dramatic format change in World Cup history. It completely flips the dynamic, the endurance required, and honestly, the mathematical permutations of the group stages. We are talking about 104 matches packed into a grueling summer schedule. It's going to stretch these squads to their absolute physical limits. The historic unpredictability of international football? Yeah, it just got magnified big time.
So here's how the math breaks down. We've now got 12 groups of 4 teams. The top 2 teams from each group still automatically advance, just like always. But here is where the survival math completely flips on its head. The 8 best third-place teams also survive, meaning finishing third is no longer a guaranteed exit flight home. This adds a whole new level of strategy and honestly, intense scoreboard watching for all of us at home because teams can literally scrape through on goal difference without winning a single game. Oh, and to accommodate all these extra survivors, the tournament is introducing a brand new sudden death stage, the round of 32.
Moving right along to Section 2, supercomputers pick the favorites, Opta versus the Economics Observatory.
And this brilliantly illustrates what the algorithms are thinking. The Opta supercomputer's top European favorites heavily back Spain, giving them a 16.1% probability of becoming world champions. Now, why is that? Well, predictive algorithms absolutely love recent dominant tournament pedigree, and the reigning European champions look virtually unstoppable on paper right now. They edge out France at 13% and England at 11.2%. Though, if you follow the historic unpredictability of the English national team, that 11.2% might still feel just a bit optimistic to their own fans.
But hey, not all models agree, which sets up a pretty fascinating narrative for us. On one side, Opta loves Spain's metrics, but the Economics Observatory model, they give defending champion Argentina a massive 31% chance to win it all. So why the huge discrepancy? It's because the Economics Observatory model factors in the path of least resistance. Their model sees Lionel Messi's team having a relatively straightforward route through the bracket, especially compared to the European heavyweights who are inevitably going to knock each other out. This really sets up our core theme for this explainer: data versus destiny. Do you trust the European supercomputer crunching player metrics, or the model mapping out the easiest path for the reigning South American kings?
Let's pivot over to Section 3, Portugal's path to glory, a dark horse driven by destiny.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the immediate human stakes. Before the tournament even hits its stride, Portugal's head coach, Roberto Martinez, had to rule out star defender Ruben Dias for their opening fixture against DR Congo due to a knock. As Martinez notes right here, they simply can't take risks at this stage. And, this creates immense early tension for a team whose defensive unit is absolutely crucial to their overall hopes. Missing a foundational piece right out of the gate? That's kind of the worst-case scenario for a dark horse.
When we look at the Group K landscape, the danger of that absence becomes incredibly obvious. Portugal is locked in a really high-stakes race. A dangerous Colombian side featuring a very informed Luis Diaz can absolutely punish any defensive lapse. Combine that with the physical threats from DR Congo's Chancel Mbemba and Uzbekistan's Eldor Shomurodov, and Portugal just cannot afford a slow start. Even with injuries to key defenders, the pressure is immediately on Cristiano Ronaldo and his squad to secure points. No room for error.
So to counter these threats and overcome those early hurdles, Roberto Martinez deploys a 3-2-5 shape in possession. By pushing 5 players up top, they're aiming to overwhelm opposing backlines. At the same time, they're relying on this dominant generational midfield trio, Vitinha, João Neves, and Bruno Fernandes, to dictate the tempo and cover the defensive gaps.
The whole strategy here is to turn absolute suffocating control of the midfield into goals. They want to stretch the pitch wide to create undeniable openings for their elite attackers.
Assuming they make it out of the group, that brings us to Section 4, navigating the knockouts. 2 diverging paths.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because one single group stage result completely alters reality here. The bracket mathematics hinge entirely on this. If Portugal wins Group K, their path points them toward a very manageable tie in Vancouver, likely against Switzerland. But if they slip up and finish second, man, they face a brutal Iberian clash against tournament favorite Spain in the grueling Texas heat down in Arlington. Just imagine the stress of watching your team, knowing that a single missed pass in the group stage could mean the difference between a cool Canadian breeze and a Texas showdown with the #1 data-backed favorite.
Now, if they do manage to top the group, here is their specific projected gauntlet to the final. First up, a round of 32 match against a hungry third-place survivor, someone like Ghana or Ivory Coast. Then, Switzerland in the round of 16. But from the quarters onward, it is heavyweight bout after heavyweight bout. Argentina, then England, and finally Spain. Every single round from the quarterfinals forward is going to require a monumental, near-perfect performance.
And looking at that specific path brings us to Section 5, the Messi versus Ronaldo showdown, the ultimate dream matchup.
I mean, it's the question every single football fan is asking as they look at this giant 48-team bracket. Can Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo actually meet in the knockout stages of their final World Cup?
Well, the short answer is yes, but it requires a razor-thin margin of error and a very specific survival guide. Here are the exact steps required for them just to clash in the quarterfinals. Step 1, both teams have to top their respective groups. Step 2, Argentina has to survive a brutal round of 32, potentially against Spain or Uruguay. Meanwhile, Step 3, Portugal has to beat a third-place team. Then, Step 4, in the round of 16, Argentina has to defeat a tough out like Australia, while Step 5 sees Portugal overcoming Switzerland. It is an absolute minefield, especially for Argentina, just to even reach that quarterfinal stage.
But here is the ultimate twist for all you bracket builders out there. A quarterfinal meeting is great, sure, but what if we want a legendary final showdown between the two? Well, for that to happen, Portugal actually needs to stumble. They have to finish second in Group K. That completely alters their trajectory, dropping them onto the much harder side of the bracket. It forces them to battle through Spain and France, just to meet Argentina on the ultimate stage. It's literally the hardest possible road for the most spectacular possible ending.
So the crucial point is, despite the algorithms heavily favoring Spain or Argentina, the human element of this sport simply refuses to be ignored. We are actively defying the supercomputer data here with a bold prediction from RotoWire's analysts. They predict that France makes the final, but grows complacent, allowing Portugal to seize the moment with a historic 1-0 victory, ending Cristiano Ronaldo's legendary career with ultimate glory. It's a scenario that completely bucks the numbers in favor of sheer narrative power.
And that leaves us with this final, provocative thought to chew on. In a massive, chaotic 48-team tournament where all the economic models and sports supercomputers point directly to Spain and Argentina, will destiny ultimately step in? Will the tactical shifts and sheer willpower of a dark horse script a perfect, historic ending for Portugal? Keep these exact paths in mind as you fill out your own brackets and watch the matches unfold, because the line between data and destiny is about to be drawn right there on the pitch. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.